In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front brake pads. This is a 2012 Honda Foreman 500 electric shift and fuel injected 4x4, but the brakes are going to be similar on most four-wheelers. So the first thing you need to do is break the lug nuts loose with a 17mm and then jack up the front so the front's off the ground. And then we'll go ahead and take the lug nuts off. Remove the wheel. And as you can see, this four-wheeler's been in the mud a lot. So I just like to clean things up a little bit. I'm using a little wire brush. And then I just use the air compressor to blow the dirt away. Okay, so we have the caliper here. To remove it is 12mm socket. There's 2 bolts to hold the caliper on. Top one's a little tricky because the brake hose is a little bit in the way, so I use a little bit of a swivel. Remove these 2 bolts, just caliper should slide out, and again, there's mud on everything, so I'll go ahead and just clean it up a little bit before we take it apart. Next thing we need to access is regular screwdriver. You take these 2 protective caps off. Just keep dirt out of the Allen bolts that hold the brake pads in. The next step is to get a 5mm Allen wrench. I have it on a socket, and remove the pins. And you want to clean these pins real good. There's a little bit of surface rust on them, but this allows the brake pads to slide back and forth. So the brake pads should just come out. These had a little bit of life left on them. They don't have to be replaced right now, but I got new ones since I'm doing a lot of repair work to it, and I went ahead and got new ones. That way no one has to worry about them for a long time. But also, these most likely are the originals. This is a 2012, and the reason I'm pretty sure they're originals because most people don't buy the factory brake pads. And these are Nissan. That's the manufacturer of the original brake pads, and they also make the calipers for the majority of motorcycles and four-wheelers. There's Brembo, and might be a couple other manufacturers now, but just to show you a little tip to see if the brakes have ever been replaced. So it kind of gives you an idea how much use is on the four-wheeler too. So I want to clean this up. The piston right here, the round piston, you want to clean that up real good because we need to push it back in to make room for the new brake pads because they're thicker. So we want to clean this real good and then blow it with air compressor to, when we push this in, we don't want any dirt to get past that seal and to score the piston. You also want to make sure that you have these spring clamps in place. They're on the top here. That helps to put pressure on the brake pads, help keep them in place. Okay, the next step, when you push this back in, it's going to push the fluid back up to the reservoir. So I already did the other side, so it filled up the reservoir. So we have to pop the bleeder cap off, and you want to clean it so no dirt is around here, and the fluid's going to come out of here as we push the piston back in. So it's an 8mm. Just have to loosen it just a touch. And then you want to get a C-clamp. And we use a C-clamp to push the piston all the way back in. Go ahead and tighten up the bleeder. If you want to, it's a good opportunity to change the brake fluid as well. I didn't push it all the way back in because I want it to do just a little bit with the bleeder closed. Just so there's no possibility of air getting in there. So here's the new brake pads. These are metallics. So if you ride in the mud, you want to run metallics. If you're not going to ride in the mud, I like the feel of semi-metallic. So these brake pads push up against this spring here. You have to put a little tension on it in order to get these pins in. So the pins go in from the back side. So you have to put a little tension on it as you get it started there. Be careful with the impact gun. You don't want to over tighten it, so I'm using a ratchet to tighten it. So the next step is you take a screwdriver and spread the brake pads out like this, and we're gonna slide the caliper and get the brake pads over top the disc. And then we put these bolts back in. If you look in here, you can get everything to line up. Now, am I ready to put the wheel on? No, I forgot something. We got to put these caps on, and this keeps dirt from getting in these pins, so you can still access it easy enough. Just use a screwdriver to put these back in. Another tip I usually do, which I didn't do it now, but it's good to put anti-seize on all these threads, because riding it in the mud and water, you don't want those threads to seize up, and they have a tendency to do that. So it's a good idea to put some anti-seize on the threads. Just wipe any excess brake fluid. We'll put the wheel on, a little more mud, and then we'll put the wheel on, and then you want to be very careful with new brakes because they have to seat themselves onto the rotor. So don't rely on the brakes. You need to ride it around and just keep hitting the brakes until the brakes get wore in. And you want to make sure that the brakes are bled. It's a possibility you might have to bleed the brakes. And the way you know if you have to bleed the brakes is the real spongy feeling. This should be nice and firm. So if you have to pull the brakes all the way into the handle, that means you need to bleed the brakes. want to show you another thing. This has an indicator to let you know the brake pads, and you see this right here where my screwdriver's pointing towards. That's an indicator. So as the brakes wear out, this will slide over. When it gets to this notch, that's another indicator that your brakes are wearing out. So that's a nice little feature that Honda put in here. So that's how you do the brakes. Pretty simple. Please, if you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like. I'll have more videos coming out for this four-wheeler and other off-road items. I work on generators and even have honeybees. Thanks for watching.